Hi everyone, I'm Mike Lee. I'm the Executive Director of Cameron House, and I want to welcome you to our Autumn Moon Festival event today. We're so happy that you're here. We're here to welcome all of you, people who have come to Cameron House for support, people who have participated in our youth programs, people who have contributed as volunteers and staff through the generations. We want to thank you so much for joining us today. As you know, Cameron House has existed since 1874, and we stand by the mission of empowering Chinese here in San Francisco to contribute positively to our community and to strengthen it. We bring our Christian faith in action to help people heal, learn, and thrive. We have a wonderful program for you today. We're going to take a little walk through Chinatown because this is the Moon Festival. Most festivals here in our culture involve family. And today, as Executive Director, I am reminiscing about some of the relationships of my family to Chinatown and my role in it. Today, we have a wonderful event for you with we'll learn how to make mooncakes at AA Bakery here on Stockton Street with Chef Henry Chen. We'll also be having a guest teach us about how to build several different types of lanterns as part of the tradition of the Lantern Festival by Jennifer J. We also have some poems by notable poet Alex Liu, who will share with us the role of family, our relationships with family, and our heritage as Chinese. But before we begin, I'd love to call out and make special thanks to our event sponsors here at Cameron House throughout the year. And today particularly, I'd like to thank Joan Lee, Tom Pong, and Mark Fong of Minami Tamaki. So come along, let's go. I'm a native San Franciscan, one of the rare ones, but I didn't really grow up here in the city. My parents moved us north of the Bay. But one of the places I wanted to stop today is a place so important to my family, is a Christian family. My mother and her 9 brothers and sisters were baptized into the Catholic Church right here at Old St. Mary's. This has been a place that's been very important to our lives throughout the years. And it's one of the reasons that ties me to my work at Cameron House is my walking with God, and for me to always keep in mind the presence of God in our lives, in our work at Cameron House. Today I want to offer a special prayer to my family who are all over the place, but and in passing. But they imparted really important values that I carry on in my life, in my work, and in my life. And it's a prayer that is tied to Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, documented in the Gospel of Matthew. It's the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes inspires the work that we have at Cameron House. It inspires why people come to Cameron House and to serve. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure of heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. For us, this work is manifest in what we do every day at Cameron House. Our staff, our volunteers, people who have been part of Cameron House for generations. all come for these reasons to live the Beatitudes in our daily lives.
Hello, I'm Gloria Choi. I'm the principal at Gordon J. Lau Elementary School. I've been the principal there for 5 years, but prior to that, I was a kindergarten teacher there for 22 years. 我係蔡關美善，我係劉桂明小學嘅校長。今年係我嘅第5年做校長。之前呢，我係幼稚園嘅學生，幼稚園嘅老師，22年啦。Gordon J. Lau students have been coming to Cameron House's bilingual after-school program since 1980s, and ever since then, our students have been supported by Cameron House programs and helping our students succeed at school, and getting that bilingual support is really important. 自從1982年呢，我哋劉桂明啲學生呢，過嚟金美倫嘅補習班，咁我哋好開心金美倫呢可以支持我哋啲學生，因為我哋啲學生好需要雙語，好多時係廣東話啦，同埋呢佢哋可以幫佢哋補習嗰啲功課啊，同埋需要嗰啲幫忙呢，佢哋好支持我哋啲學生同埋我哋嗰啲家長啊。My family owns a bakery, so and I've always grew up making mooncakes, because we end up making more mooncakes than because we didn't really celebrate it because we're so busy making it and selling it. So I just feel like it's kind of oxymoron that we do celebrate this tradition, but because we have to, this is our livelihood. But we, and years later, after I got married, my mom always made sure I had mooncakes, and she said, "Oh, you have to make sure you eat mooncakes, on Mooncake Day." And so in a sense, I do kind of celebrate it because my mom just still instilled that that tradition that we need to keep eating our mooncakes. 我不嬲都係咁樣係我要覺得要做嗰啲嘢咯。So having a family owning a bakery, every year during Mooncake Festival or Mid-Autumn Festival, I ended up being able to get mooncakes for my students, and we would cut it up on the day of, and then we would give a sliver to our students to eat, and they would all recognize, oh, this is something that we do at home, and oh, we were getting mooncakes, and they would be so excited because they like linyong or they like dausa or whatever. So it's something that I know our families still celebrate, and they instill this tradition into their children, and I see it in even now. 我嗰啲學生呢，以前我做幼稚園學生，我以前做幼稚園嘅老師，因為我屋企人係開餅鋪，咁我哋成日攞啲月餅返嚟啦，咁我切開好細塊俾小朋友食，咁佢哋個個見到呢話，哦，呢啲月餅我哋都見到啊，喺屋企我哋成日食啊，我哋最鍾意蓮蓉啊、豆沙月餅啊，咁佢哋我咁我知道佢哋喺屋企都慶祝中秋節啦，因為佢媽媽爸爸覺得係好重要，呢個好大嘅一年一次嘅節目咯。中秋節快樂！
With the Autumn Moon Festival, I thought that it'd be really cool to walk down into Chinatown with Anson, our videographer today. We're going to take a few stops here in Chinatown, and because the Moon Festival, like many festivals, are all about family, I thought that I might just introduce myself. My family, my grandparents all came into the country in the 1920s. My paternal grandfather actually owned the property here at the site of the AA Bakery that we'll be visiting today, and the chef Henry Chen, and the owner of AA Bakery, is going to show us today and introduce us to the mooncakes, creating mooncakes, the history of mooncakes, and showing us some of the old and new ways of creating them today. My family has long been a part of Chinatown, and it's one of the reasons why I've come back here as the executive director of Cameron House, is to live the legacy of my grandparents, who benefited so much from everyone coming to America, to have a community that supported them. So I'm thinking that we're just going to walk over and get introduced to Henry. Come along, let's go. Hello, I have the great pleasure today to introduce you to an expert professional baker here at AA Bakery here on Stockton Street in the city. I'd like to introduce you to Henry Chen, the owner and the pastry chef of AA Bakery, and he's been gracious to be able to give us a tour of the bakery, and specifically looking at the mooncake selection that they create.
So coming and look at the bakery, how they're making and how they showing you guys the traditional making the mooncake. All right, so we're gonna go in. In showcase, we have the lotus yolks and white lotus, red bean paste, seasoned nuts.
Look at it. Some of them have the yolks,
Yeah,
the salted duck eggs, right?
Yes.
The yolk.
Yolk, single yolk, double yolk, 3 yolks, or 4 yolks.
Yeah, fantastic. And you've
Virginia ham,
you have the pineapple and the winter melon.
winter melon, and also date.
Dates.
Yeah,
Oh, fantastic.
And also we have the durian.
I'm not a big fan of durian, but I'll eat it once in a while. Right. Fantastic.
And also we have the other new ones on other side.
Okay.
And we have the taros.
Oh, taro.
And we have the mini one.
That's my favorite, the taro.
We have green tea.
Okay. Well, we're gonna sample.
And also
take
we
some
have
back.
the chestnuts.
Oh wow. Okay, I told my mother I was coming down here, so we're gonna go shopping after this. Henry, how long have you been making mooncakes?
38 years. Almost 38 years. Almost 40 years.
Wow. Who taught you? Who taught you how to do this?
Okay, I walked by the regular bakery or French bakery or Chinese bakery or dumpling store or sandwich store. So I learned a lot.
Fantastic. Wow. How long have you owned AA Bakery?
So I have 3 stores.
Three stores.
So one store on the Mission Street.
Okay.
Called Dragon City.
Okay.
And it's 30 years.
30 years.
I have the VIP coffee shop on Broadway Street. It's since 1985. We are Hong Kong style milk tea and Hong Kong restaurant baking. The restaurant.
Fantastic.
And so it's a legacy business.
Yes.
And here, so most to do, Asia and Red Coach work together.
Okay.
So combine together. That's why when they come over here, you can choose a different kind of pastry.
Now, I think you're going to show us how to make mooncakes today. And so I think we're going to go. Is this
You're
time
going
to
in
go
the
upstairs?
kitchen.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
so I'll
go.
follow you up.
Okay. So now bring some different flavor and cut out.
Oh yeah. Fantastic.
So okay, let's go the what? The red bean.
Okay, that's your traditional one.
That's a traditional one.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Beautiful.
That one, let's go winter melons.
I think the winter melon is my favorite, I think.
Okay, and also, white lotus. Double yolks,
yeah. Yeah.
And also, that's one a green tea.
Oh, yeah, look at the color. Beautiful.
And that one's sister nuts.
So this is interesting.
Okay, you should be tried that one. It's the 8 nuts on over here.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna stop, eat it first, okay?
Okay. So I'm going to start with the winter melon because that's my favorite.
Okay.
Okay. Really yummy.
And also, right now, Hong Kong, they like the new flavor,
The
custard
custards.
and chestnut. Try this one, chestnut. Okay, try that one. And fresh chestnut. I don't want to break like a like a paste. I just want to with the nuts.
I like it. The texture is so creamy.
Yeah, so creamy, little sticky mouth.
Yeah, it's delicious.
So that's a real fresh. Less oil.
Right. Wow. This is like expanding my mind about mooncakes. I always thought that there were only 2 kinds, but look at all this, right? So if I said I wanted kiwi,
Yeah.
you would make kiwi for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a cube for you.
Wow. Now this one has
8 yolks.
8 yolks. 8 is a good number, right?
So you can use 8 different flavor with 8 yolk work together in one mooncake. Depends on how you can make it. 20 inches, 24 inches.
24
mooncake-
inches?
Yeah, last one I make it 30 inches.
Where's that mold?
about-
I want to see that mold.
No most.
No?
No, anything by hand.
I see. Wow. What you know about this is a real art. Not too,
Oh,
too many
okay.
people can do this.
In China, the big mooncake, they all they learn from me. They see all the media show out, with the photo. Hey, how do you make so big the mooncake?
Right.
How you creating all the decorating, lighting, and anything? So I told you, anything by hand.
You're a pioneer. Can you tell us just a little bit of the history of mooncakes? Who first made the mooncakes and why did they make the mooncakes?
I
Do you
think
know?
that one we have to go back to China 1,000 years ago. In winter time, they have the collection from the farmer. They have the different kind. We can keep longer, and after winter time, cold or so go somewhere have to eat, and then so creating a lot difference like a United States sandwich. So we can bring couple hour, 3 hour, and after eating, right? That's what it was. So you don't have to not much meat or not much different kind of food.
So do I understand this right then? That part of the building of mooncakes was a way to create food that you could eat
Yes.
during the winter time
Yes.
when other foods were not available.
Yes.
And so this was a way to both celebrate the autumn, the
Yeah.
autumn, it was a harvest time.
Yep.
That it was also to create things that would last and feed people
Yes.
through the winter time.
Yep.
Wow. So is this the time that you might show us how to make the mooncakes, or are we ready yet, or no?
Yeah. Yes. I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, 黃總開咗個機嘅。So we have the egg yolks right here. So sometimes we use a starter one, and we can make the dough more thin.
Okay,
I have to put some new one and flour mixed together.
I see. What gives the dough the really deep brown color?
Oh, that's the one use granite sugar with the corn syrup, and then with the water.
I see.
We have the cooking 6 hours and let
Okay.
them brown
Okay.
and can to make it. Okay, now I'll make a bigger one first. So let me make the bigger one. So put the most make from China. Even I use the plastic one, it's still made in China.
That is beautiful.
Okay, look at it. Put that one first. So now put the egg yolks on here.
Oh, wow.
So beginning, we're gonna play the small one, okay?
Okay.
Michael, we're gonna play the small one. So I have to put in. Okay, we're not whopping on it, okay?
Okay.
So look at the dough. It's have to cover, so
Yes.
I think it's a little bigger.
So you.
See, so
It's
you
all-
use the finger, so little push, and they go thin. When you too hard, so you cannot make it. So look at, use a finger,
And just keep moving.
Keep moving
the
it
dough
out.
around it.
Yes. Okay. So all the cover, right?
Yeah.
The dough, little bigger because we have to use the power prods.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, because in my hand, that's too big, too much. I have
So
to
you
take
Pull
some out.
out. Okay.
And my hand's too small. I have to use a cupboard. Use a cupboard.
And if you have
Yeah.
to use more dough, more the.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay,
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
That is such a. Look at that.
Okay, so we're gonna make the single yolk. Okay.
Okay.
So I make some dough for you. We are how to create it on it, how to make it. Okay, just a quarter ounces.
Okay.
So put the little white lotus and put a finger on it and put the one yolk on it and put a little cover.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like that
Yeah.
amount or more.
And after put a little more, put it
Okay.
in and use a finger.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And put a yolks on it
Okay.
and then so put a little more. Yeah.
All right. All right.
The hands right here.
Okay.
So that way.
Okay. So
Yeah.
move the dough around.
You're moving it to go around.
Okay.
But you're not covered, so to put the flour on the bottom.
Okay.
And so a little smaller.
Okay.
So we're not gonna put something. No, look at it. You can use it that
Okay.
way.
All right.
So moving around. Yeah.
Okay.
See, push in. The
Okay.
finger push in. See, and after close it, so Okay, it's a cover. So we are using the flour. See, it's perfect. So look at that, Okay, come on. Look.
Okay. Hold on.
It's so easy, huh?
How do you get a job here? Okay. Is this? Am I going in the right direction here?
Yep.
Like
Is
that?
it good? Yes. See, when you stick in your hand, when you feel, and perfect, huh? Come on, okay?
All right. Wow. Okay. All right, am I ready? Is this ready to go?
Yeah, it's
All
ready
right,
to go.
Okay.
Okay. Just pass right here.
All right.
Use the hand.
All right. Whoa! Look at that! Fantastic. You can see a little bit of the
The
yolk
yolk,
right
okay.
there, right? That's nice.
That's nice, right?
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Can you show us some of the other wooden molds?
Yes,
How
Buddha.
about the Buddha?
Yep. And the Phoenix and the Dragon.
I remember that Buddha. My grandma used to bring those to me.
I'm gonna put the flowers on that. Too much.
That's what gives the Buddha the pot belly,
Yeah.
right?
You know, why not use a traditional make mooncake? I think so no more. They almost use the other one plastic or use the air compressor. They save a lot of power more fast.
Well, this is an important tradition to pass along,
Yes.
to keep the tradition of doing it the old way.
See?
Beautiful.
So easy. Okay, that's a Phoenix and Dragon.
Beautiful. So beautiful. Isn't that something?
Look at a lot of fun.
Right. Henry, I want to thank you so much for
You're
you
welcome.
and your teams at A&A Bakery for showing us today the real art of creating mooncakes during this special season for us, for all of our families to share. And we love learning a little bit of the history of mooncakes, seeing the variety of the different mooncakes you create here at the bakery. It's really helped enrich our lives, and we thank you so much. We hope that you'll all come down at some point and buy your mooncakes to share with your families. I know I'm going to be doing that today for mine, and just want to thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And,
Thank you. Thank you, Michael.
We'll see you again.
Okay, we see you again.
All
See you
right.
later.
Excuse me. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but you look just like my Taekwondo instructor. Or like, a thick Bruce Lee. Or, hold up there now, son, I got this friend, right? And, you look just like her boy. Yo, people swear they've seen me before. In a train once. Or the man they should have loved long ago. That one was weird. Or the best friend they lost at war. That one was sad. So when my grandma tells me that I look just like my grandfather, our conversation starts to feel like a bad joke. Like, what would she give to take back his heart attack, only to have her heart break at the sight of me? Like the universe said, well, this is what you prayed for. And suddenly, my hugs become Grandpa's phantom limbs. And I wonder if it is a curse to be reborn in the face of my ancestors. Reminder of the once lost. My smile looks like an old wound. The cut I reopen every time I smile wide. To be the offspring of immigrants is even happiness is a privilege. And my depression says that I am loved only for my potential to become someone else they already look up to. And most days, I am not worthy of a refugee's reflection. But on my 18th birthday, Dad gave me one of Grandpa's leather jackets, whose sleeves I still can't fill. But he insists I keep it anyways. Tells me, Gong used to wear this he used to look so cool. And on days I feel I don't deserve every good thing that comes, I remember why I cannot die. Memories I have not lived are attached to my smile. I am still the reason Dad did not join Grandpa that night. He is still fighting for the man I will become. If I am my grandfather's reincarnation, I promise Grandma I won't be leaving soon. I will not die. I cannot die. Every day that I'm alive, I'm reminded I look like someone else is living for, and I'm surviving for the day I can respond, yeah, I see the resemblance. And dang, I look good. Smiling bright like a new day. Because don't I look like an encore? Don't I look like a second chance? Don't I look like Grandpa never left? He just left me in charge.
This is a rare treat for me as the executive director of Cameron House to walk Chinatown today to make a visit to A&A Bakery. And I wanted to just show you, this is where I had my start as a young firstborn grandson of both my families. My grandfather owned an import business right behind me in the old Peking Bazaar. He imported teakwood furniture into the United States and other fine furnishings. And as I remember, at the time, Chinese were not allowed to bank in American banks. And one of the accounts from my family was that he had a large safe in his building and that he was somewhat of the default banker for many merchants here in Chinatown. He was very trusted. He was a leader in his family association here in Chinatown. And it's one of the reasons why I've come back into Chinatown in this part of my life to give back to Chinatown, a place that was so instrumental in helping people, immigrants coming into the country, and making a place where my families could sustain and grow and achieve the American dream.
In Chinese beliefs, the full moon is a symbol for a family reunion. Many famous ancient poets wrote poems about the moon and expressed their homesickness. When people look at the moon, it reminds them of their families and homeland. Nowadays, people still like appreciating the moon during the Mid-Autumn Festival, where Chinese family members gather to eat, talk about their work, their children, and their future plans. Making colorful lanterns is a fun activity to do as a family. The lanterns have different shapes and can resemble animals, plants, or flowers. Children love making colorful lanterns that can be hung in trees or houses. My name is Jennifer J. I will show you how to make 3 different lanterns using common items that you may already have in your home. We will learn to make a lantern out of yarn, a lantern out of a tissue box, and a lantern that resembles the full moon. Let's begin.
To begin our string lantern project, first gather all the materials. You'll need a balloon, yarn, scissors, heavy cardstock to make the tassel. I pulled this out of a picture frame. Beads to embellish the tassel, water-soluble glue, a bowl, a stick, some water, paper plate, battery-operated tea light candle, and I recommend a cover for your work surface to protect it from glue splatter. Next step of the project is to unwind our yarn and make it into more manageable pieces to glue onto the balloon. Next, we need to blow up the balloon. The next step is to add the glue to the bowl, pour a little water, into the glue so it's not such a thick consistency. Stir it well. You want to dip the string in the glue so it's covered with glue and start attaching it to the balloon. After the glue on the string has completely dried, remove the balloon. To make the tassel, grab your cardstock or a book is fine, your yarn, your beads, some scissors, and wrap the string or yarn around your book. For this lantern, you will need to gather an empty tissue box, tissue paper, photo frame insert that is the size of the side of your tissue box, scissors, glue stick, box cutter, pens to draw, and a battery-operated candle. To make your moon lantern, gather your materials. You will need a balloon, foam brush, paintbrush, white acrylic paint, black acrylic paint, scissors, tissue, paper napkins or paper towel, water-soluble glue, a stirring stick, some water, paper plate, and it helps to have a wet towel to wipe the glue away from your hands. Cut your tissue paper into strips. Mix a little water with the glue so the glue isn't so thick. So you want to brush glue on the balloon. Stick the tissue paper to it. After the paper on the balloon has dried, remove the balloon. For this next step, you'll want a photo of the full moon in front of you because we're going to match the colors that you see and paint that color. To make your paint for the moon, we want to mix white with just a little bit of black to make a gray color.
Hi, this is Ming Guan Cheng. I'm the social service team manager as well as the domestic violence case manager. And I have been working for CH since November 1986. Time flies, it's already 35 years. Hello， 我係張關黎明。咁我喺個金美倫堂社會服務部嘅小組個經理，同埋亦都喺個家暴項目個經理。咁我喺金美倫堂做咧係喺1986年啦，11月份啦，哇！喺嗰度做咗成35年㗎啦。As the domestic violence case manager to the women we serve, they treat Cameron House as their second home. And I remember my coworker, previous coworker, Jean Lim, told me 25 years ago, she's been witnessing how the life of the client they coming through our Cameron House door. She told me that the first day the lady they came through our door, they have their head down, look very tired, depressed, and helpless. Sometimes pushing the stroller with the baby in the stroller, or sometimes with another kid in their hand, without saying anything. And then, but month by month, after they coming to see us, and they start have the smiling face, they felt very confident, and they start chit-chatting with our co-worker, Jin Lim, to tell them how their kids are doing with their limited English. Wow, that's a big changes. And year by year, their kids grow up, and then so they went to our bilingual after-school program. When they are older, they join our Friday night club and also in our summer program. Sometimes they become the leader and they become our co-worker as well. So it's very amazing to see how Camp House changed their life, and then they treat Camp House as their home. So that's why we call Camp House. 咁樣對於嗰啲婦女嚟到尋求幫忙我哋個時候咧，咁樣我記得我個舊嘅同事啦，佢係 Jean Lim 啦，咁佢係我哋個receptionist 嗰個 front desk 裏邊嗰個人啦，咁佢係坐喺前面啦，咁佢係見證到嗰啲婦女佢哋嘅生活係點樣改變㗎，從第一日開始佢哋嚟到，佢哋梗係頭耷耷啦，咁樣個面無笑容啦，咁樣睇起嚟真係好攰，同埋覺得好冇希望。咁樣有時候咧就推住個嬰兒車喺個 BB 喺佢個車嗰度，咁樣同埋有時候咧就拖男帶女啊，咁一齊嚟到揾我哋嘅工作人員嚟到尋求幫忙。咁樣時間過咗之後，佢係嚟到我哋個服務咧，係唔係短時間係非常之長嘅時間，有時5年啊到7年啊，佢哋個案件先係完㗎。咁我哋見證到佢哋個好大個改變啦！阿 Jean 同我講，咁當佢哋入到嚟個時候咧，佢哋係個頭咧就擱翻高啦喎，咁唔再會係頭耷耷咁樣。咁然之後咧就開始同我哋嘅同事啦，咁樣就傾下偈啦，用佢哋好簡單嘅英文啦嚟到講俾阿 Jean 聽，佢哋啲細蚊仔個生活係點樣啊？佢哋而家生活係轉好咗啊！咁呢個日子一路過嘅時候咧，咁佢哋啲細蚊仔大個咧，咁佢哋又會嚟參加我哋嘅商業補習班啦。咁樣同埋大個少少咧，佢哋就嚟參加我哋嗰個星期五俱樂部啦 ，Friday Night Club 啦。咁甚至喺嗰個暑期班啦，佢哋都係參加我哋嗰個項目啦。咁有時候甚至咧就係成為我哋嗰啲大哥哥姐姐嚟到幫忙嗰啲小弟弟妹妹㗎，甚至做埋我同事添。所以係見證咗呢個金美蓮堂啦，帶嚟一個新嘅生活啦，俾佢哋。So Mid-Autumn Festival is a reunion time for the family, young and old, to be together at one time to worship the moon. So it's really a blessing to have all the family sitting together to celebrate the festival after their busier schedule. I remember when I was young, all our family members, nine people, my parents, my brother and sister, 7 of us, and then sat together in a round table, usually a round table, have a big full meal in the evening. And by 9 p.m., after my mom finished worshiping the moon with a lot of goodie sitting on the table, and then so we ate again. So eating is a blessing. Everything's a eating, and then through the eating, and then so we can know each other pretty well. So the food on the table, they are the mooncake, of course. So we have the baby taro, and also we have the escargot. So I don't know the other part, but in Vietnam we have the escargot, and also we have the pomelo, and also we have the trapa. In Chinese we call 菱角. It just looks like the head of the cow, and it's very delicious. But I didn't see it in Chinatown yet. So it's a happy time to be together with each other. And then so while the adults, they are eating the goodie, the mooncake, the pomelo, and then so for the children, like my younger brother and me, so we are all light up the paper lantern and then go around the neighborhood by singing a Vietnamese child song. Tết Trung Thu có đèn đầy trời, Tết Trung Thu có đèn đầy trời. With the other children, so we really have a blessed time on that night. But here in the United States, that time no more. But if I become the grandparent, and then so I will teach my grandkids about that. So let them remember the tradition of this Moon Festival. 咁對於點樣慶祝呢個中秋節啦？咁中秋節快樂啦！咁呢個就係8月15啦。咁呢個中秋節咧就係一個 家庭團聚個機會啦，咁樣嚟到大家以前咧就係慶祝嗰個豐收啦，好似呢個西方個節日就係呢個 Thanksgiving 咁樣啦，呢個感恩節咁樣啦咁樣我記得我細個嘅時候咧，咁我哋咧就會一家人啦，一家9口啦，我爸爸媽媽，咁我哋7兄弟姐妹咁坐埋一齊，咁嚟到食一個好豐富嘅晚餐。咁差唔多到9點鐘嘅時候咧，咁我媽咪咧就係賞月完咗啦，拜月光啦，咁喺嗰個張台上面咧係擺滿咗好多好食嘅嘢㗎，咁一定係有一個月餅啦，咁我哋亦都有食嗰個嗰啲細個嗰啲芋頭啦，咁我哋點糖食嘅，咁我哋亦都有食啲菱角啦，咁或者可能喺美國嗰啲人咧，佢唔識咩叫菱角，但係喺海外嗰啲中國人咧，我相信佢哋識得嘅菱角。如果你係睇緊我哋個 video 咧，你知道我講乜嘢嘅係菱角嚇。咁我哋亦都係有食嗰啲碌柚啦，嗰啲碌柚唔係圓嘅喎，碌柚係一長形嘅碌柚嚟㗎。食完之後咧係有好多用處，我係可以攞碌柚皮啦嚟到整嘢食。咁我好開心啦！咁呢啲大人咧就喺度食緊，喺度傾偈咁嘅時候咧，咁我哋啲細蚊仔咧，咁我同我細佬咧，咁咧就點着嗰個花燈啦。咁嗰啲花燈有時係我哋自己做㗎。咁事關嗰陣時係比較嗰個經濟困難啦，同埋冇咁好似咁 fancy 喺度嘅嗰啲花燈咁多種形式啦。咁係嗰啲紙嘅花燈，咁中間咧咁我哋係放一支蠟燭喺裏邊咧，咁咧就揸住個燈籠咧四周圍玩啊，同埋啲其他朋友玩。咁樣我哋咧一路行咧，又一路唱一首越南歌，時關係越南嚟噶嘛。咁樣嗰首歌就係得中套個人嚟追，得中套個人嚟追。咁成班朋友好開，小朋友好開心喺度唱。咁個意思就話我哋有中秋節到啦，咁我哋有花燈啊，我哋大家去行街玩啊，咁樣食咁樣希望你哋有一個好愉快一個家庭嗰個團聚嘅日子。So happy Mid-Autumn Festival！
When speaking Chinese, a word can mean different things based on how you pronounce it. Ma means horse. But if you were to take that same word, give it a little bit of say it like this. Ma! That means to scold. And mama, well, that means mom. But if we were to put all those words together, it would sound something like this. 我妈妈的妈 I scolded my mother's horse. A lesson to speak with conviction or else not speak at all. This language is as much a dance of the tongue as it is a painting on page. A sentence structure goes as follows. The subject, then the setting, followed by the verb and object. 我今天从战争开始找家园. I, today from war, start to find home. There's an emphasis for the speaker to know when and where they are before they announce where they are going. A lesson on being grounded, on knowing your roots, on forgiving your history to allow space for the future. In an effort to teach me her past, my mother would not let me eat until I could ask for dinner in her native tongue. Even when I was like, but mom, I am so hungry. She replied, 我听不懂. 你应该学中文. Huh? I can't understand you. Maybe you should learn Chinese. Her way of saying, see? Child born of our sacrifices. This is how it feels to be us. To pack a lineage in 2 suitcases and gamble our last names with the ocean, only to starve at the shoreline. Getting by with what she's got is all she's ever known, which is why I was the only English tutor my mother could afford. Since the age I could speak, I would finish my homework early so I could teach her what I just learned in class. And truth be told, I was not the best teacher, but neither does the colonizer's language make the most sense. See, English is composed of 26 letters, a really crappy grammar system, and Americans who still have trouble with there, and there. Example, There are many times when they are taking what isn't theirs, like my mother's voice, like my heritage, like our culture forged into tattoos. See, in English, a word means different things based on context. The word immigrant from Europe means citizen, from anywhere else means illegal, or a return address, or a virus. See, it's not that English is so difficult to understand, it's that my mother refuses to be a victim. Fact, Chinese is considered the hardest living language to learn. So when my mother is speaking English, she is downgrading a dynasty into a coffee shop for your convenience. She takes colonialism and starts to stutter a syllabus for survival, her tongue breaking itself to impersonate America. When you hear her accent, I swear you better thank her for trying. Just last week, my mother and I were watching a Chinese film with no subtitles. I didn't need to fully understand the dialogue to know that my mother was happy. That to her, Jackie Chan was the heartthrob that sounded like home. And looked like a snack, like a home-cooked meal she didn't have to make herself. Like Big Brother made it in America too, Mommy. And so can we. To anyone who has ever told my mother to learn English, check the statistics. Chinese is the most spoken language in the world. Maybe you should 学中文.
Woo! That was fun. Thanks so much, all of you, for joining us today for the Autumn Moon Festival. We want to thank all of our presenters today, our event sponsors. We'd love to just call out visiting our website for the latest updates on programs and activities at Cameron House as we begin to find ways to open up again when it is safe to do so. And we wish all of you a happy Autumn Moon Festival with your loved ones and your families. Be safe, get vaccinated, and keep us all in your prayers and thoughts as we move forward into this new year. Thank you.